So Edward Hartwell's home is average and unassuming. A cat draws your attention as you step forward to knock
Is
on
it
the
Tabby?
door. Don't know.
Outrageous! I demand to know.
The mangy feline is backing away from a basement window. The poor creature's eyes are wide and its back is arched, hair standing on end. It's hissing in the most fearsome way. You knock on the door, and when there's no reply, you knock again. As minutes tick by, you decide that a closer inspection of the rear of the property might be in order. After all, if his lady was injured, there is a chance that someone may have attempted to injure Edward Hartwell as well. The
I'm
yard.
so naive.
I feel like you're justifying it to yourself there. The yard at the back of the building is well tended, and the fence is new and painted. The back door is unlocked. Stealing inside quickly so you are not observed, you find yourself in a clean and tidy kitchen. The cutlery and plates are neatly washed and stacked on the drying board. The attention to tidiness continues in each room. A pile of mail addressed to Edward Hartwell sits on a small table near the front door. Remembering the cat, you discover a small cellar door in the kitchen and head down into the basement, where a bare flickering bulb illuminates a small workroom.
Where a bear eats.
Yeah, where a bear attacks you. End of adventure. Well, my bears.
Discarded under a workbench is a small broken packing crate stamped with the Miskatonic Museum's address.
Stolen artifact.
On the bench...
Is this linked to the cat?
The cat stole the artifact and left it here.
On the bench lies a wickedly sharp, straight-bladed dagger etched with unusual symbols on its wooden hilt. The razor-sharp blade reveals flecks of red stain. Next to the dagger is a bowl, also stained dark red. Your stomach lurches at the uncomfortable thought that these are the implements that injured the woman at the hospital. A few pieces of old parchment with an indecipherable, crabbed handwriting lie scattered nearby. Placed next to the parchment is an open wooden box containing 4 large grain sacks. Each is about the length of your fingernail and jet black. Grain seeds. Each is about the length of your fingernail and jet black. Leaving everything as you found it, you exit the property the way you came. That's it.
So...
I can't believe we went there. We found all this shit. We didn't take any of it. Furthermore, I made one note that entire time, which was spooked cat.
But we've got... So that's obviously what it means by seed form.
Actual seeds.
As in seed form.
So placed next to the
So
parchment
probably
is an open wooden box.
Feeds them to her or
containing
something?
4
Yeah, I'd
large
assumed that
grain
they meant
seeds.
like... I was picturing like sunflower seeds.
Okay, fair enough.
When we said seed
I,
form.
I was on kind of biological...
So you were thinking
seed
more like
form.
the egg from Alien.
Yeah, well, on a much smaller scale, obviously, but some of that kind of, yeah.
Do you know anything about Shub-Niggurath, the horticultural ancient god?
Because I know her as the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young, so I've not come
From
across...
our previous dealings.
Although, of course, there are... because there was the dark Murder Hergubber, which was like an Angus tree thing in the Cthulhu card game, so yeah. The dark young.
There we
Angry
go.
dark young, yeah.
Metagaming.
Okay, so we know... I think that kind of ties up... Well, because we didn't take anything.
We didn't take anything.
So
he wasn't there. I mean, this kind of just...
we know he's a cultist dickhead, but...
Right,
yeah.
I might need you to... What have you written down there?
I was basically just writing things down.
Crate, dagger, blood. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got. So the crate is from the museum. So is it worth going to figure out about the artifact that was stolen? Because we know an artifact was stolen.
The artifact was stolen, so Dr. Gladding... Yeah, because that guy's not in town yet.
Well, I don't know. It's been 2 days, right? When did that paper come out?
But I mean, there's not an entry for him in the book.
Outrageous.
Unless we get a new book every day. Well, obviously, if we're out of town, he won't be in the phone book.
Alright, but let's have a quick look if there's a gladding here. Yep, R gladding, F27. We could do that, potentially. I think, isn't it... Are you the lead investigator now?
I will be for this one. However, I did kind of strong-arm you on the last one.
No, I mean, that was the obvious choice. It was not really... crate from museum. But do we think that's the best course of action? Because I feel like we didn't really get any other clues there, other than the museum crate.
Well, not from that one, no.
I mean, all that did was confirm that Hartwell is basically the cultist dickhead.
We know he's the cultist. He's
I hate to profile. I think it's wrong. But this is the evil guy that watched the accident with his girlfriend, who didn't get involved when he saw what happened, and then ran away afterwards, and also he's got a disfiguring evil scar. I mean, I don't want to profile, but that's all. I mean, I feel like this kind of confirmed. Confirmed what we already know. Plus, the cat was spooked by his house.
I think, talking to the curator is going to be probably more productive, because otherwise we're rewinding to earlier ones, which would basically be going on for. It would be like, well, are we actually finding Edward? Don't know how we've kind of run out of leads on him. Or it would be things like checking out either the church or the park or something, and that. I think speaking with the curator.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically our only option. Hopefully it's useful, because I don't see how figuring out more about that artifact is going to be particularly helpful, but you never know. Like, I didn't think going to the boarding house would be super helpful, and the guy's like, yeah, I knew that woman, here's her name and her life story. So, maybe we should just go to the hospital and give it a punt. Or actually go to the guy's home, right? I mean, can we go to the museum, or do we go to his home? Is that a choice?
He may be at the museum. So, he is gladding.
Yeah, our gladding. So he's got
he's got the
entry,
yeah.
F27.
In F27... Are we going to go for F27?
But can we go to the museum? Is there a thing in there for it?
So, the museum...
Let me just have a quick look at the newspaper article as well. There's been an anticipated new series of exhibitions at the University Exhibit Museum, but it's been delayed until next week due to an unforeseen problem with a missing artifact.
Yeah, so the University Exhibit Museum is C24.
The investigations continue into the missing artifact, and now work is underway to change the exhibit in order to compensate for the missing items.
Excuse me.
C24.
Back to
the university. Though that's very, very close to C23. It's a shame we can't kill two birds with one stone.
Only C23 and C23A.
That's outrageous.
So what time of day is it?
You'll be going into the afternoon.
Okay, so we're probably more likely to be there.
But again, the book doesn't know what time they... Well, it could have multiple entries.
Could it? Is that something that happens?
Yeah.
Well...
And there's work underway to... Then what have we got?
I feel like if we show up at the museum and he's not there, then there's going to be more to discover than if we show up at his home and he's not there.
Yeah.
Having said that, I also feel like there's probably not 2 entries for his home in and out. But that's metagaming.
Yeah.
School of positive thinking. Screw everything. Let's go there.
I noticed it's got this fun little flowery symbol as well. It's quite cute.
I feel like that's just weird ass printing somewhere.
Let's go to the School of Positive Thinking.
Alright, what's the number?
No. Senior investigator, I overrule.
And we are going to...
Oh, no. We're going to... I want to go to L19 and ask about the cat.
Again?
Yeah, I want to make sure...
We grabbed the mangy cat. Like, is this your cat?
Is this the cat?
You want this cat?
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't tell us whether it was tabby or not, so we don't know. It's the only way to check.
So do we think the exhibit museum's a safer bet? Because that's where the crate was.
I got a plan. If you guess the token, we go to the museum.
Or you could just choose.
Or I could just choose and say...
Oh wait, you're the lead investigator. Yeah. That's true. Just choose then.
Um,
dun 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 dun.
I think
Dun, dun.
the museum is probably a better bet.
C24.
C24.
Very well.
The museum is closed. Lol 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 lol. You go to bed.
The museum is closed. Also,
the University Exhibit Museum is closed, so the iron-studded doors are fastened tight.
Oh, fucking way!
On a hunch, you head around the side of the building to the loading dock. There are several workers and the policeman lingering on the dock. The policeman is taking statements from two men dressed as watchmen. To one side, nervously pacing, is an academic type in a dust-covered suit. You approach the academic, who introduces himself as Dr. Robert Gladding,
There we go.
a junior curator of the museum. I can't believe this has happened. This exhibit was going to be the thing that secured me the job of senior curator. Now Richard's going to get the post for sure. As he wrings his hands, you learn that both he and Richard Jedry, Jedry, the other junior curator, have been competing for the vacancy of a senior position. Both were given exhibits to display. A well-respected curator is arriving from Boston to present the board with his opinion as to which man should be promoted. Who would steal a 12th century ritual bowl, except someone wishing to sabotage my exhibit? It's not worth anything to anyone, despite its age. There were very few people who even knew of the bowl's arrival, just the university museum staff and the staff of Rare Books and Maps. What will Mr. Ingram think? I better send a message over to the Bancroft Arms to let him know. With that, Gladding hurries away.